What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny. Back in here, one more reaction video, ladies and gentlemen. And today, we're switching it up a little bit. I was recently reading The Art of Communication, and I stumbled across some wisdom that I just had to share with the masses. So if this is your first time pulling up to the channel, welcome. Get on in here now. As I like to say, we simply spirits encased in human flesh. Just trying to figure out this thing called life. Not nearly as divided as the mainstream media tries to make it seem. And we just all trying to grow and learn. And they want us extremely divided, especially the journalists nowadays. They don't paint the full picture, the full story of what we should be knowing. So this book just drops some gems and some wisdom on how journalism should be done. If you like what you hear in this video, please share it far and wide.
Compassion arises, and we use mindful speech that reflects our sincere and caring intentions. Instead of speaking cruelly, we begin to listen with compassion. When we have the ability to listen with compassion to the suffering of the other person, we will benefit as well. Our compassion makes us happy and peaceful. When we listen with compassion, we can understand things that we wouldn't be able to understand if we were full of anger. Listening deeply is a kind of looking deeply. You look not with your eyes, but with your ears. When you look with your eyes, you can see the suffering. When you look with your ears, you can hear the vibration of that person's words. In Vietnamese, the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara is called Quan the Am, in Chinese, Kuan Yin. Quan means to contemplate deeply, the means world, and Am means sound. Quan the Am listens to all the sounds, all the suffering of the world. When you listen like that, compassion is born in you, and you can have peace. Please listen with great compassion. Even when you're sad because of bad news, your compassion will soothe your agitation and make you more peaceful. Help people understand. On my last trip to India, I was invited to be the guest editor for one day at the Times of India, the largest daily paper in India. It was during the Gandhi commemoration days in October 2008. One day I was sitting with the regular editors in a meeting when news came in of a terrorist attack in Mumbai near the Pakistan border, in which a lot of people had been killed. The editors asked me, "If you were a journalist in our time, how would you report when there is so much bad news and so little good news? How should we be as journalists?" It's a difficult question. Reporters have to report the news. But if journalists are writing only from the place of shock, fear, or outrage, they will report it in a way that waters the fear and anger of the reader.
I had to pause it right there because what's happening in society right now? Every breaking news alert, every notification, every time you turn on your TV, do you hear something positive or negative? Truthfully, when is the last time you've heard something reported positive? I keep saying that society wants us over-medicated and undereducated. And it used to be a time when journalists didn't put their feelings in the stories. They just wrote the story. But now everything is through feelings, and your feelings aren't facts. And this is what we have to get back to in society because we have the blind leading the blind. If we have a whole nation that's moving off straight feelings, you're doomed for failure. Because logic and feelings will always bump heads when the situation is real. And so, yes, we have hardships going on in the world. Yes, there's ugly times. But do we need every journalist to be writing about how men are trash? Do we need everything to be Republicans suck? I would like to live in a world where it wasn't divisive 24/7. I don't remember it was like that when I was a kid. You know, I keep saying everything is about race and gender and how much money you make at height, but that's not where we come from. We keep saying we want to protect the children, but we raising them into a broken society. When I was a kid and I played Heads Up, 7 Up, I didn't care if it was a white kid that touched my thumb or if it was a girl or a boy. When we was playing kickball, it just one of the fastest kids on my team who can kick the ball the furthest. When we was watching the news, I really don't care what your opinion is or what your political views are. I just want you to give me the news. I should be able to watch sports without it being overly propagated. I can't tell you last time I turned on ESPN, Netflix. Everything has been pushed with a political agenda nowadays. Everything is to change the way you look at life and to change the way you feel. And why can't we just move with logic? Can we get journalists back who just want to report the facts? Not the one to put their bias out there, not who want to sway public opinion. But this is what's needed. And when I was a kid, I heard a lot that if you ever want to hide some valuable information, put it in a book and a black man wouldn't read it. I don't think that's just black men. I think that's humans in general. If you have some valuable information, put it in a book. And I don't think humans care too much to read books. We got social media. We can just scroll. We got TikTok, which is all propaganda, which is destroying society at a crazy rate. Hopefully it gets banned here in America really soon. But what would the world be like if the journalists, the powers that be, didn't want us consuming negativity 24/7? If the rap music wasn't pushing your children to become drug dealers and drug addicts and pushing your daughters to be strippers and not value their body. See, our society is so upside down. But if a rapper gets murdered right now, those same journalists, he was such a good person. They don't want to report on the lifestyle that they lived and the type of energy that they put out to this world. And as this book says, I can communicate with you with my eyes, but the real energy is vibration. Everything is vibration. And Proverbs 18:21 speaks about that if I'm sitting here and everything coming in my mouth is super negative, then I can't be shocked when that negative energy spin the bend and pull back up. And the world wants you consuming negative energy 24/7, 365. I'm challenging everybody to disconnect from this matrix because the more when you know better, you got to do better. And there's a lot of people that are still sleeping in the world, a lot of sheep, but we are slowly, one by one, we reaching out to the next generation of kids. And we helping them see through this propaganda. And there's a lot of elders who didn't even know it was propaganda like this in the world. And we helping them out as well. But we all need each other. We're not as divided as the media tries to make it seem every day. And through journalism, as this book just said, it can make it seem like we're extremely divided. Or it can make it seem as, our issues ain't that big. And yeah, we got our problems, but we still work together and we still united. So I look forward to this next generation of kids who are not caught up in this BS. Kanye got a lot of fans. Andrew Tate got a lot of fans. There will be a kid that rises and becomes a beautiful flower. Tupac said he can't say he'll spark the brain, but he'll spark the brain and spark the brain. And if you think Pac and Nip didn't leave a blueprint, Kanye really did. But Kanye is talking about something that nobody else spoke about. We need strong families. Everything doesn't have to be murdering or sleeping with your wife or taking drugs or going to the club. Let's produce some content that everybody can relate to, that lifts human consciousness. And through books like The Art of Communication, 3 Magic Words is another fantastic book by U.S. Anderson, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And there's so much wisdom in these books that we really could raise human consciousness if we wanted to. But everything that's given to you by the media is to break you down and make you sick. And we all go through a period of infancy where you're a baby and somebody has to spoon feed you. But you get to a point where you say, no, I want to feed myself. And that's where you have to be with the music, with TV, with radio, with all that. Stop just taking in whatever is given to you by the mainstream because there's a reason that they're feeding you that food. And it isn't to make sure that you grow big and strong. So if you would guard your body, guard your mind. Be really careful on the content that you're consuming and what you're taking in because it isn't healthy. And it's not only destroying you, it's destroying everyone up under you and everyone around you.
How would you report when there is so much bad news and so little good news? How should we be as journalists? It's a difficult question. Reporters have to report the news. But if journalists are writing only from the place of shock, fear, or outrage, they will report it in a way that waters the fear and anger of the reader, possibly creating more violence. So what can we do when we receive such news? I didn't answer right away. I went back to my in-breath and out-breath, and I kept silent for a time, and they kept silent too. Then I said, "You have to tell the truth, but you have to report it in such a way that we don't water the seeds of fear, anger, and vengeance in people."
And wouldn't that be beautiful? We can get that here in America. If we can get the truth without watering the seeds of negativity and anger. We always shocked about these mass shootings. I'm shocked that there's not more of them, truthfully. With how much hate is spewed on social media and on TV, I'm surprised that every day there ain't a mass shooting that somebody don't wake up and say, you know what? I'm tired of being criticized because I'm a man. I'm tired of the negativity of the world. I'm tired of being said I'm not good enough. I am so shocked that our world isn't more destructive than what it really is. Because everything that's coming at you as mud. And I'm only one person, but I just want everybody to know you don't have to consume that. First 25 years of my life, I was just like everybody else, where I consumed what was given to me. I seen an NFL player got hurt really bad last night. I had no clue because I don't watch football. You can't feed me. I feed myself. So thoughts and prayers to that young man. But that's what's needed in this world. If we can get society to move with positive energy. And I think it's happening. I think the change is slowly happening. And one by one, this system, 5, 10, 15 years, I look forward to see what happened, because this mainstream machine is slowly dying because it doesn't want to tell the truth. It doesn't want us to find facts. But through YouTube, I can connect with people all around the world, and we can see what we agree with or disagree with, and what we have in common, and how our lifestyles, how we grew up similar, and what I can learn from you. I'm a firm believer that no man is your friend, no man is your enemy, every man is your teacher, if you're willing to learn. And if I've learned anything from this world, is this there's something going on that don't make sense. How every rapper goes from being in jail with a felony to now he got millions and millions of dollars, or they go from being strippers to all over TV. Like Ye said, they put these people up because they want you young boys to glorify them. And nothing good comes out of having a criminal record, being in and out of jail, selling drugs. But you know what can happen? If you come from a strong parents, have a strong family, the sky's the limit. It's not about how much money you have. It's about the people around you and how they communicate. If I'm in an environment where everybody's arguing and yelling and cussing and fussing, then what do I grow up to do? We all have the power to be the change we wish to see in the world, but we never sit back and think of how easy it is to really change this world. And it comes with the way you move, your frequency, the energy that you give out. We all have the power to be the glitch in this matrix. So I challenge you, man, give new energy to the world, give new perspectives, give new ideas, because everything around you started as an idea. Every little thing you see around you started as an idea. The air conditioner, the car, the cell phone, the camera, the remote, the light switch. So what can you think about? And what can you give to this world that's needed right now? Because we need new energy. We need new ideas. We need new creators more than ever. And once you give your gift to the world, God will bless you in ways that you never, ever, ever imagined. It all starts about communication, though. How do you communicate with yourself? Because if you don't talk nice to yourself, you can't talk nice to the world. Everything starts from the inside. Everything, every seed, every one of us, everything. It all starts inner, and then it manifests outer. So I challenge everybody to go read this full book, because, man, it's fantastic. I learned so much. I listened to the whole thing this morning. I went from 3 a.m. to about 7:30, 8 o'clock a.m. I was listening to this book. And I think the more that we start reading, and the more we move with compassion, then we can slowly raise the human vibration and raise consciousness. But if you keep consuming the negativity of the world, man, it's like the swimming pool, right? If your swimming pool is all clean and it get dirty, it take a while to change. But you just keep putting dirty water and muddy water, and it ain't ever going to get better. And every single one of us is meant to have an awesome, abundant life. But society wants you at a very low vibration and not believe in yourself and not have the confidence to think you are the next star, you the next great individual. So change the way you communicate with yourself, and then you'll be able to change the way you communicate with the world. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Be the change you wish to see in this world. Never be too proud to pray. Communication is key. So next time, we out.